Hey guys, Carter Pro back here with another video. Now I know I haven't made a video in a while, you guys. I've been kind of busy moving stuff around a little bit. My roommate's leaving my partner. I'm having another one come in. So it was a minute before I got to this video. But without further ado, let's get started. You guys probably know by seeing the title of this video, I have now a Galaxy Watch Active 2. And I also do Orangetheory classes, repping the Orangetheory shirt. For Orangetheory Fitness. So what I did was I did a exercise with this watch on. Then I did a exercise with the Orangetheory has their own watches. I used the Burn in this class. I can throw a picture of that up somewhere so you know which one that is. So I had both heart rate monitors on, one on each wrist throughout the workout, and I'm just going to kind of compare the numbers to each of those and kind of let you know how accurate then I feel after that this watch is, because I think Orangetheory stuff is actually pretty accurate. So starting out right away, I'm going to throw my phone up on the screen here and then start going over some of this information. So looking at the Galaxy Active first, I'm going to scroll down and you see I did a circuit training and a treadmill workout. So half of the Orangetheory class was endurance training on a treadmill, going through for about half an hour. And the second half, I had to stop the treadmill workout and start a circuit training workout. So that's what you're going to see, the circuit training, which I did with weights and TRX straps and things like that just on the floor. So we'll start out with the treadmill because that's what I did first in the workout. And we're going to kind of go over the app. So right away when you pull it open, it shows you your speed and heart rate. So for me, looking at this here, we'll go over the speed first. So throughout the workout, you did kind of pick up your speed, going through some kind of interval training. You finished off with an all-out or going as hard as you can, and then you had a recovery. So looking at that graph, it looks good. Then you had a shorter distance where you're running, you did a harder all out, and then you recovered, and then you did that one more time to finish off the block. So the speed is looking accurate to what I actually did in the workout from my Galaxy Active 2. And then I can look at my heart rate. Now my heart rate did kind of come up. It takes a little bit slower, and then throughout the workout, it did stay up a little bit higher on the treadmill. So on my half hour of kind of endurance training. So that does look pretty accurate. The only thing I will say, when the speed really drops on the treadmill, I think my heart rate did come down a little bit more than it's showing with my heart rate. We'll talk more about the heart rate a little bit later. I do think it was overall pretty accurate going through the workout. So we'll scroll down a little bit, and this is the bulk of what we're going to go over, is kind of the stats of each workout and kind of going back and forth between what I did here and what I actually did at the Orangetheory workout. Now the duration doesn't matter as much, so we'll go down to distance. So on distance, my watch said I did 2.87 miles when I started my my treadmill workout on my watch. So I just put treadmill and then I started going with the workout. Now this says I went 2.78 miles. If I look at the Orangetheory workout and I scroll down, that's going to say I did 3.35 miles. Now I did walk for a second before I got my watch going, starting the workout. But I would say the watch should be more accurate at about 3 miles then, not 2.87, so it's about 0.1 mile or so off, which I honestly am surprised it was that close. I didn't think it would be quite that good, so I wouldn't say that's a bad thing, but the distance on treadmill was off, I think, just by a little bit, because the treadmill distance in Orangetheory is based on, the reading is taken from the treadmill itself, so it is accurate. Then going down a little bit, calories, we'll go over that a little bit now, but since this is only half the workout and Orangetheory's stats show the entire workout, this shows I got 385 calories burned on my interval training on the treadmill throughout the workout. And Orangetheory says in total throughout the entire workout, if I scroll up here, I burned 827 calories that I burned throughout the entire class. So that would take my floor and my basically circuit on the floor and my intervals on the treadmill. It would take those together. I don't know why big screen just popped up, but we'll ignore that. Anyways, moving on to steps. So steps, for a lot of people, when you get a smartwatch, you really focus on steps. Now when I first started wearing this watch, I thought the steps were kind of overdoing it. I was getting more steps than I actually was. So this says 4,277 steps on my watch. And then when I go to the class, it says 4,702 steps, which I'm assuming is pulling for mine most of those from the treadmill. And I thought, and since my number is under the actual Orangetheory numbers on this watch, I don't think it's quite as much overdoing that. But then this is only the treadmill. We're going to have to look at the floor too and combine both of those numbers for the actual Galaxy Watch. For speed, now the watch tries to give you your average speed. I think this does work better when you're actually moving and running, and it can tell you your kind of pace and speed. On here it says I did 6 miles 6 miles per hour on average, and then 9.6 miles was my max speed. So remember that 9.6, and if I go to Orangetheory's app, again this is accurate, these readings from Orangetheory are taken right off of the treadmill. You're going to see that my average speed, average pace, so average speed was 7.5 miles per hour, so from 6 to 7.5, that's a mile and a half off per hour. And then my max speed at Orangetheory was 12 miles per hour, and my watch says 9 miles per hour. So the average was a little bit closer. The max was about 3 miles per hour off, so that's something to think about if you're on a treadmill doing a workout with this watch. It is off just a little bit, 3 miles per hour on the max and 1.5 miles per hour on the average, which some of you, that can be a big thing. You'll just have to kind of decide that with your treadmill workouts. We'll go back down a little bit. Average heart rate. So for this, my average, so we'll go off of max heart rate right now for this, because my average heart rate, this is only for the treadmill version portion of the workout, so it's going to be higher on the treadmill. So I did get my max heart rate on the treadmill today. So this says 201 beats per minute was my max heart rate. So if I go to Orangetheory says my max heart rate, let me see if I can find it here. My peak heart rate was 199 beats per minute. So from 199 to 201, I actually think that is very accurate, and they're very in line with each other. So I think both heart monitors are actually really well as far as tracking your heart rate. Then if I go back, it says my average on the treadmill was 172 beats per minute. Then this says my average throughout the entire class was 154. So it should be higher since I was on the treadmill doing those long distance endurance runs. So the heart rate, I think, is actually very accurate on both the Burn or the Galaxy Active. So whichever one you're doing, I think that part of it will be extremely accurate for you. And then that's about it for that part. Now I'm going to switch over to my circuit training. So if I go to the circuit training, that was the second part of the workout. I did it on the floor. There's not quite as much information to go over here. You do see my heart rate came down 160 beats per minute on average, and the top was 186, which does seem pretty accurate. You know, I'm not going to go, well, I guess I can go back to the Orangetheory a little bit, which was the 199 was peak, 154 was average. So my average actually between those are maybe a little bit higher than the overall Orangetheory average. But other than that, I really feel like they were pretty similar going through the workout. Calories burned on the floor. Now one big thing to take away here is probably the biggest thing of this workout is the actual calories burned, and that's the last thing I'm going to go over. So it says 187 calories were burned on the floor, and then if I go to the treadmill that I did, the treadmill work, it says 385 calories were burned. So that gets to be 560 calories or something like that. And then if you go to Orangetheory's workout, it says I burned 825. So that's give or take 200 to 300 calories between what my watch said and what Orangetheory said. Depending on which one's more accurate, I mean, Orangetheory does do a really good job with this stuff. I think maybe Orangetheory's could have been a little high. This one could have been a little low. Maybe it's probably somewhere in the middle of those two. As far as calories go, but that's something you guys can kind of decide, or comment below and let me know what you think. Otherwise, yeah, that's about it. So, I mean, in conclusion with this video, I think the steps, the steps on the floor, I don't think it tracks steps on the floor, but I think the steps were pretty accurate on both. The heart rates are pretty accurate on both. The distance was obviously extremely accurate, probably perfect on the Orangetheory because it's taking that information and emailing it to you from the treadmill. This is from the watch, but I do think for the watch it did get extremely close for being running on a treadmill. You guys, that's it for this video. If you want me to go over more stuff that I did through these workouts, or you want more fitness videos, this will be my first Fitness Friday video. If you want to see more things like this or more things about this watch or things that I do at Orangetheory, I'm also a coach there. Just drop in the comments to let me know if you do like this kind of video. Subscribe, I'll make some more of them. Or just give it a like, that's just fine. Thank you guys for watching, and Carter Pro out. I'll see you in the next one.